Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm Raymond Wu. We'll continue our discussion with Professor明居正of the Political Science Department of the National Taiwan University. Professor Ming, we were talking about the level of social unrest in mainland China. You've given us some very alarming figures. Can you elaborate on that a little more?
Yeah, when we say that in the year 2005, there are altogether 87,000 cases of social unrest per year, that year alone. So if we divide it by 365 days, as you mentioned, so we're looking at about 240 cases per day. Divided up by 30 provinces. So we're looking at 8 cases per province per day. Imagine if that should happen in Taiwan, what would you think? We have 8 cases of social unrest, clashes between the masses, the average people, and with the government or with the police. You'd be alarmed. You said that's a very highly unstable society. That's exactly what happened there. But most of them were peasants. They're peasants. Some are city dwellers. That's what happened in Hubei province just only these 2 days. So these are very big, and I'm hoping that they can do something about it. Otherwise, it's going to be very...
By putting all these factors together, Professor Ming, you know, the level of corruption, the worsening income distribution, the cadre desertion, and also the increasing number of social unrest on the mainland China, do you think these factors, when they put together, will become the force that will push Beijing, you know, to adopt democratic measures, to have more freedom, more choices, and also, you know, more respect for human rights? We're not talking about the Western style of democracy right away, you know, party competition, but at least social and political pluralism. Is that possible? Do you see that coming?
Well, I'm hoping that would come. I don't see it
I think
yet.
a lot of people are hoping too.
We've been hoping that for many years. As I said, they themselves notice problems. So they've been summoning cadres, local cadres to Beijing to receive extra lessons to deal with questions like that. And I remember back in 2005 and 2006 or 2004, I'm not quite sure, they issued 2 white papers in a row. One is about the political change and political reforms. The other one is about democratization. But as I see it, I read through those white papers very carefully. But as I see it, they probably are not ready for what we mean democratization yet. Because they still think that power is important. And they don't want to let go. They have a different mentality. They have a different, I mean, the Communist Party. They have a different rationale about how to handle the social unrest. In the Western-leaning or Westernized society, we tend to say, oh, we should try to alleviate the social unrest by I bring back social justice, I'll do a legal reform here and there, and I'll strengthen discipline and things like that. What they're doing is they strengthen their force of cracking down. They're strengthening their force of ruling. So that's what really bothers me. Historically speaking, we see 2 paths. Suppose this is the juncture where you have to make a critical choice. There are 2 ways that you can pick. You can pick the smoother way, you can put the harder way. And for Taiwan, it tried the harder way first in the late 70s and early 80s. But that was unsuccessful. That was unsuccessful. The opposition party, the opposition movement became bigger and bigger. So the momentum was very, very strong. So back in the 80s, I remember the KMT was caught in a dilemma. They didn't know what to do. And in the last minute, that President Jiang Qingguo decided, that's it. We have to democratize. We have to open up. And that's it. So it's, again, it's like a historical critical choice for the Communist Party. They have to choose whether they do it the hard way or the soft way. And they've been choosing the hard way for the past several decades. I'm hoping they'll learn something from Taiwan or from other countries which were successful along the path of democratization. Pick the soft way. Eventually, it's going to benefit all of us.
Of course.
Right? So learn from history and learn from Taiwan.
And Professor Ming, we know that, you know, there's been a lot of improvement in cross-strait relations since President Ma Ying-jeou took over office roughly about a year ago. And you can also term our new cross-strait policy an engagement policy.
Exactly.
Yeah, we want to get to let China know Taiwan better. We get to know China better. We want to see further economic normalization, expanded exchanges and ties, and we want to let the Chinese people know that there is a choice available. There's another alternative out there for them. Do you think this policy of engagement, not only for those of us in Taiwan, but also for policymakers in Washington, in Western Europe, and in Tokyo, other parts of the world, continue to engage China on the international stage and making it more open to the Western and the external world? Would you think that will accelerate the process of pluralization?
There's
not
no
necessarily.
Doubt about it. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Because look at what happened in the Eastern European countries again.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They've been exposed to the TVs and to the radio shows, internet of the western part of Europe for many decades, and that exercised great impact upon them, upon their thinking and upon their anticipation.
Okay.
So same thing here.
Okay.
We're hoping for the best. Let me give you an example.
Please.
Remember what happened when Chen Yunlin was visiting Taiwan?
Yeah, November 2008.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a huge social unrest in Taiwan. One that we haven't been witnessing for about 20-some years, 20 years.
It's been a long time.
It's been a big thing, right?
Yeah.
There are several tourist groups from mainland.
Yeah.
They're here on Taiwan at that particular moment.
Okay.
I heard.
Yes.
They asked their guide, their local guide, the tour guide. They said, "Can we change our route and let's go there and witness ourselves?" Okay. Some did.
Okay.
They were right there, and they were witnessing that clashes.
Okay.
The clashes between the opposition party or the opposition masses with the police.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing for them. But after that, they asked the guy, "Let's go to the hotel first.
Okay.
Go to the hotel early. Okay. Let's cancel all the rest of the night.
Okay.
We want to go back and watch TV and watch what happened on TV."
Okay.
And they stay real late that night. They switch from one channel to another, and they compare the news and try to see it. They love it.
Okay.
They love it. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, they love democracy.
Of course.
So should they have the opportunity to get a taste of democracy, they would not hesitate.
No.
So what I'm saying is, we should probably be more confident in ourselves.
Okay.
And we should regard our system as a good one.
Yes.
It is along the right track, right? We know it.
Yeah.
So eventually, I think they're going to be under the pressure.
Okay.
But my question is, I'm not sure how soon
the
ruling elite will change their mentality.
Hopefully, with the younger generation emerging in about 3 years' time, we're going to see some changes in China as well.
Hopefully, but I'm trying to persuade
the
current ruling elite.
Okay.
To change
but anyway,
their
for the
mentality.
final topic for our program today, we want to talk about, after the rise of China, the kind of international responsibilities that a lot of countries around the world are expecting China to assume. Most recently on the financial tsunami, we certainly expect China to play the role of a international financial stabilizer. But also on the issue of regional security and also the military balance in the world, we also would like to see China playing the role in the terms of former U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Bob Zoellick, a responsible stakeholder. What do you think the international, foreign relations for China will be after the rapid rise in economy?
People are holding high hopes for them.
Okay.
And that's
more responsible.
Yes, to be more responsible. I think they want to be a responsible player to a certain extent.
Okay.
But there's there's a fundamental question lying there, which is the difference in the value systems.
Okay.
So if you're still holding to the idea of one-party dictatorship, and not exactly rule of law, but more likely a rule of law, or even without the rule of law, then things may get worse. So we're hoping for the long-term stability of the international system.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping that the Chinese leadership would change their mentality,
of course,
and try to transform rather,
mm-hmm.
their value system gradually.
Okay.
Because along the right track of history is more important than anything else.
Okay.
A powerful country but which is not embarking along the right track would pose a serious threat to the rest of the world.
Yes.
If you're weak and you're along the right track, then people will be happy with you.
Okay.
But if you're powerful and if you're on the right track, then people will like you even better.
Exactly.
So I think that's even more important.
Yeah, we certainly would like to see that China will change, not get into a chaos like we mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I would certainly hope in terms of the regional and international perspectives that China will not be a case of a gap in perception and in terms of aspiration mm-hmm. as well. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Professor Ming, for being on the Taiwan Outlook. And in the future, when we have the similar topics, we'd like to have you back on the program.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you.
Thank you for watching our program. I'll see you next time on the Taiwan Outlook on Macroview Television. Thank you.